I'm Rob Forney, I'm the armorer for Rampage, and this is my 5th movie with Uwe Boll. Down here we have the weapons that our character Bill has. Bill is obviously our lead actor and the one that goes on the rampage, starts taking out people all over the place. He's got 2 select fire submachine guns and 2 separate handguns that he carries with him at all times. The one we have here, this is called the Ruger MP9. It's a select fire submachine gun. It's 9mm in caliber and it holds a 30-round magazine. And it fires at a rate of about 600 to 650 rounds per minute. Obviously converted for blank firing only. And what we're using here today is the equivalent of a quarter load because we are in a residential area and in close quarter areas. He has the weapon slung on his right side. So anytime you see his right hand fire, this is the weapon you'll see him fire. On this side here we have what we call a Heckler & Co. HK MP7. It's also select fire. It's a odd caliber. It's 4.6 by 30mm. Holds a 40-round magazine, and this is also select fire, meaning it can fire semi-automatic or full auto. It has all kinds of bells and whistles, including a telescopic folding stock, and then the front grip can go up or down. And then you have what they call Picatinny rails, which allow you to put anything on, like lasers, lights, certain scopes, thermal imagery, stuff like that. And then he also has this weapon slung, and this is slung on his left-hand side. We've had him doing certain scenes where he's doing magazine changes. The problem with his outfit is he only has certain mobility with the helmet and certain peripheral visions where he can't actually look down, so he has to do everything by feel. So when he dumps a mag, he can't leave evidence in the feature. He has to hold on to it and then pull another mag from another pouch and reload it.
John, gun's been safe for her.
Stay right where you are.
Brendan Fletcher has worked on many shows that require firearms, so he's actually an exceptional actor with firearms. He's very safe, and him and I have a very good working relationship where he basically points where I tell him to point, and he basically has the finger off the trigger when he's done the magazine, or if he's doing a mag change, he'll automatically switch the weapon onto safe, as you see in this position here. The other 2 handguns that he uses are what we call a Glock Model 17. I have trigger locks on it because when not in use I leave the trigger lock on it. This is 9mm. This is semi-automatic only. It holds 17 rounds in the magazine, and it basically you can empty it as fast as you can pull that triggers. And once the weapon is empty, the slide locks to the rear, and then that basically tells you when to do a reload. His other sidearm is a Beretta Model 92 FS. In the U.S. Army they call this an M9. This has a 15-round capacity, and it works on the same principle. It's semi-automatic only, and it can fire as fast as you can pull the trigger. And once it empties, slide also locks to the rear, which tells you it's time for a magazine change or get the hell out of Dodge, more or less.
Marker. That. Here we go. And 3, 2, 1, go!
This is the magazine that we see for the Ruger MP9. This is an empty magazine, you can see. That is a full magazine with the green tip, meaning quarter load on the 9mm. So using the empty magazine goes in, he whacks it on top, and that basically chambers your round. And then he has single shot or full auto capabilities. What Brendan's doing a lot too is he'll flick it on safe as soon as he's done. And he may not necessarily see it, but he knows that all the way to the rear is safe and all the way forward is fully automatic. That's basically that. 30 rounds last about 3 seconds, so it fires at a rate of about 10 rounds per second. And on the Heckler & Co. MP7, have what we call a 40 round magazine, and this is the 4.6 by 30. On this particular caliber, they're black tip, and that color coding is different on different calibers, but as armors we know that certain color codes go with certain types of blanks. This in particular being a quarter load. This holds 40 rounds compared to a 30 round magazine, and this is also what we call double stack, so the rounds are staggered all the way down so you can compress more ammunition in a smaller package. It has a little window on the side. It says 40 then 30. No window here because this part here is metallic, and this is the part that's inside the gun. And I'll show you basically with an empty magazine. This is an empty magazine. This is a 40 rounder, so it basically clicks in such as that. And that's the look that you'll see on his left hand side when he's firing throughout the movie. 40 rounds last you anywhere from 4 to 5 seconds depending on how quick he fires. It empties out quite quickly because it's got a high rate of fire, about 800 rounds per minute, and very effective for picture quality. It gives a very nice flash even on quarter loads, and there's still a lot of pressure coming out. Number one rule with blanks is you never aim directly at anybody. Camera's two-dimensional, so you always aim left or right, high or low of somebody. If camera is over my right shoulder looking down range, I would aim to the left of the actor or stunt performer, and if it's on the right side, I would aim to the right, because the illusion we create, it looks like the weapon's aiming directly at somebody, meanwhile it's anywhere from 18 inches to 3 feet to the left or right. Also, earplugs. When we're doing interior shots like this, you always require ear protection regardless if it's a quarter load. Blanks are still very loud, and especially when we're indoors, the sound doesn't have a lot of areas to dissipate compared to outdoors where you could actually fire a quarter load outside and you wouldn't exactly require ear protection unless you were using full loads. And that's basically what you see there.
Anybody else want to play hero? Huh? Okay.